Welcome back. Capital Invest, DMV Investment Opportunities. I'm Reggie Riley.
It's Marcus Thomas.
Yep, and we are talking about why real estate, why DC, why us. When we left for a commercial break, we had just finished kind of talking about why real estate in general. Marcus touched on it's the foundation really to every successful person, right? They have real estate holdings. I talked about the differences between real estate and say like the stock market and the reason I prefer real estate. So now we're going to talk about why DC, because this is a vast country. You can invest in real estate everywhere.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that there aren't other good markets, right? But why not improve and invest where you live, right? Especially when there's a lot of opportunity here. Like my old tax accountant, he was the first person I know to really ever invest outside the area. He like bought something in cash in like Michigan.
Okay.
Property manager, he didn't know.
Right.
And never cash flow. It was always stuff coming up with the property that ate into his profits, and he would receive a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there.
Of course.
Then when he went to go sell it, of course it was worth less than what he paid for it.
Of course.
Right. So here, with all of the comps in the area, with all the realtors here, like it's not that difficult to ascertain like how much something is worth.
That's right.
So, but DC specifically, what's your take on DC, and why this market versus others?
So I had a stat that I heard the other day that I read, and I was trying to send you the link. I couldn't find it. That from 2011 to now, so post-boom to today, we've seen a 27% recovery or growth in this market.
Annual or total?
In total.
Okay.
In total. Now there's 27%. That doesn't mean it's come all the way back, but it's come back, and you can notice that there's certain areas where you don't see a house that in 2009 that sold for way too much. They're not selling for that again. But now with the interest rates at a great rate, you know, certain people can buy again. Their credit is back to normal and things of that nature. People are making a lot more money. Unemployment is low because we have the government here. We have a good core government. We have military here, so jobs and income and things of that nature are plentiful here. And then they turn over every 4 years. So you can always see as administration changes, or they may stay the same with the president, but different cabinet changes and different senators and governors and things of that nature. So there are people always, the transient area, people coming and going. So there always is constant opportunity. So why not? Like that, again, it's answering the question with a question. We have consistent opportunity, always turning over. We have all these different programs, incentives for people to buy, so why not sell? And we always have people selling, so why not buy? If money is cheap, why not go get it? Why not borrow it? There was a Warren Buffett quote that I heard him say about the one thing he wished he would have did was the minute that mortgage rates went low is get a bunch of mortgages and not spend a lot of cash. And you talk about it all the time. If I can finance it, why not? That's why we got a ton. Like I always used to teach you, like that you're the king of paying mortgages. We finance everything.
Yeah.
Why not? If you can use somebody else's money to pay something off, and then especially if you can rent it out and somebody else pays it for you, you see a small dividend monthly, then over a period of time it's paid free and clear. Now you have a tangible asset that you own, that you borrowed somebody else's money, somebody else paid it back for you. In an area that you live in, you can touch it and see it, and you get the tax deduction, you get the tax shelter against your other influx of funds. Why not?
Right.
There's no other reason to not do it. As well as the opportunity to never have to worry about vacancies. I mean, how often? So
I was just about to touch on that.
So you definitely from a risk tolerance standpoint, you got to factor in vacancies. But you price it right, somebody's gonna always live there. But then we have the different government programs, veteran assistant, subsidized home from Section 8 and things of that nature. Then we have all these different nonprofits that want to offer housing to people. Like we just got so much here in this area. I mean, I can go on and on and on, man. Of just straight up opportunity.
Right.
So why not?
Right. So let me piggyback on that. The from you touched on the government, you touched on the military bases. I was sitting thinking about this last night. I forgot about the military bases.
Yep.
And those are all over the Beltway, right? And in the city.
Yep.
So you got the whole government contracting industry in and of itself.
Yep.
You know, we have that here. We got the tech corridors with 270,
Yep.
Northern Virginia.
Yep.
We got the casinos.
Got the casinos booming.
Yeah, yeah.
Who would have ever thought that would have happened the way that? I mean, you got MGM, and then you got what's that, Horseshoe, and the other thing up in Baltimore.
You got Horseshoe and Live.
And Live.
Yeah.
Booming.
Yeah.
Who thought all three would have boomed?
Right. And then you got they talk about Amazon. Right.
Coming up in Marlboro real soon.
That's a gangster. Yeah.
Real soon.
Yeah.
Up in Marlboro and Northern Virginia. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
So, just from an income perspective, people got to have somewhere to live,
You have to.
right? And people go and work. And here, in and around D.C., I remember a stat, I have to look it up to make sure I'm speaking it correctly, but it was something like six of the highest income producing counties out of the top 10 in the country are like right here around D.C.
Yep.
And I mean, even Prince George's County, from an income standpoint, is just ridiculous.
Yep.
Right. So, so that's why DC. I mean, I think that pretty much sums it up. I didn't have anything else. I mean, it's just abundance of opportunity.
Yep.
And there's still many pockets in this area where one house here is 300,000, and right across the street is 700,000.
That's right.
Right. So, or in downtown lovely Capitol Heights, might be 125,000. Fixed up across the street, 325,000.
Yep.
It's very rare you get that in such abundance in other markets, I believe, with stable values too. Like you don't have to really worry about like the decline just because of the income here.
But see, and that's the thing, and it's justified. Like people will ask us, well, how can you sell a house in Capitol Heights for $300,000? Well, it's a 2,500 square foot house. It's not a 800 square foot house. It's a big house.
Right.
Because if you take that same house and you put it in Bowie, Upper Marlboro, or even the city, it's going to be twice as much.
Right.
Because it's just a big house. So you're really getting more bang for your buck in a lower valued area, because that's the beauty of living in the city. But when you're getting that bang for your buck, also is because you're more metro accessible, more accessible to the city, shopping, churches, things of that nature. Where else can you do that? That's
Right.
only in D.C., man.
Yep. You did make a comment the other day that you thought Atlanta was becoming like a mini DC.
Well, it is bigger, but
Yeah, many from a
from a
market
from a market standpoint. Yep.
Yeah. So that's DC, and now, but why us though? Why? I mean, I can get on YouTube and learn how to flip.
Yeah, we know people that do that. Man,
I mean, my uncle bought something and flipped it and made a killing. That's what he told me. I'm just gonna do what he did.
okay, do that. And then when it turns out bad, then call us like everybody else does and try to figure out what happened. Here's the wireless, Reg. It's like this, man. I think it's because I look back to our first flip, downtown Capitol Heights, good old Larchmont Avenue. A project that I can look back now, if we actually bought that house today, we probably finished it in 2 weeks. Literally. Not to brag, we probably will finish it in 2 weeks. I look back at everything we did, it's probably a 2-week project. We probably get Stephen going there and knock it out for us in 2 weeks.
Right.
After work, right? Then the next house we bought collapsed.
Yeah.
And the house that collapsed took us less time than the house that we only had 2 weeks worth of work to do.
Right.
So our learning curve, we adapted to quickly. And then we even went to the national company, got some assistance, and we adapted that to here. So why us? Because we know what to do in our market. Like you said, we invest here, we live here. We adapted immediately what to do here. So that's why.
And we keep having to adapt.
Every day.
Like it's ridiculous.
Every day. Every day. We give you the ins and outs. We give ourselves the ins and outs. I mean, how many days we just stay outside, we in the office, standing at the window trying to figure out what we're going to do tomorrow?
Right.
Because something else happened today.
Yeah. Something else happened today. Unforeseen. But
Yes.
next time it happens, it ain't nothing.
I mean, sometimes it ain't nothing when it does happen. What we're going to do, we can't cry about it. Just
Right.
gotta fix it.
So that speaks to the experience, and really to us like being through the fire. Right?
Yes, sir.
So I kind of think about that old. I can't remember what it is. I think it's called like pathways or walkways or something. I should know this from my biblical stuff, but it's something like when you're walking in the sand and there's footprints, and it's like one set of footprints, and then Jesus is like, well, that's the time when I carried you. Like, I'm not saying that we are comparable to he.
Yeah, please don't.
But what I'm saying is, in real estate, it's always good to have somebody that'll walk with you,
Yes, sir.
carry you if need be.
Yep.
Yep, but hold hands all the time. So, with that, we'll be right back.
That was tight. That was tight.
Don't miss the Chris Thomas Show with Dr. Renee, 11.
Text invest here to 38470.
But let me
ahead.
jump in on that though, Reg. And I think that, but that's part of. The why us piece is when I touched on who we are, maybe on the first segment of the first show, or maybe last week, it's kind of me following your footsteps. The fact of what you showed me, and then I continued to show others based on what you showed me. So like when we went to school together, you said, here's what I'm doing. And I saw you teaching people in school, so then I started doing it. Then we got out of school, you had a job teaching people, so then I started doing it. So it's like, again, like why real estate, we follow what other people are doing because there's no need to reinvent. Like, so why, it's cyclical.
Right.
Why reinvent? I mean, that's what built this country, is other people doing something.
Right.
So you follow suit. You just continue to follow suit. And that's all we're doing. We just continue to follow suit because we want other people behind us to do it, so then it could be cyclical for them as well.
Yeah. So to that point, I mean, we make ourselves available to you guys. We have a meetup the fourth Thursday of every month. This month it is this week, this Thursday, or this week coming up, this Thursday, August 22nd at the Hilton Garden Inn in Greenbelt, Maryland. Be there at 7 o'clock. Please come and check us out. We always do an educational component. We have people presenting deals. We usually have a guest speaker from an industry expert.
Yep.
So definitely Hilton Garden Inn, August 22nd, Thursday at 7 o'clock. All right, so now we're gonna shift focus for a quick second. And we didn't do this last week, but I'm gonna give a quick shout out, real estate shout out,
Okay.
to Shannon and Otis looking at buying their third house.
There we go.
Yeah. And shout out to Chris and Cassie looking to buy their, between the two of them, probably their 8th house.
Wow.
Yeah.
My man Chris. Who would have ever thunk it, man? Who would
Chris
have ever
Riley.
thunk it? Chris Riley.
So, just wanted to give them a shout out. You got any, I know you didn't see this, I didn't talk to you about this part. You got any real estate shout outs, any success?
Real estate, shout out, success. My man Banks.
Okay.
About to buy his first flip this week. Man.
Yeah.
That's huge, man. So
That's
we got to
huge.
meet with him later on today, man. So
Yeah.
Chris Banks, man, we proud of you, man. And again, that's teaching, man. We showed him the way, and he's been teaching and mentoring for the past, wow, man, like 7 years. And now he's finally implementing his craft. So
Right.
we definitely proud of him.
Cool. So, let's go with where we at now? We are at, where that's from.
Oh, man. You up first. You
I'm up first.
You up
So,
first.
first week we said it, second week we had clips. This week I'm going to say it because I couldn't find a clear clip online. So, see if you know where this is from. Now, if you have any other problems with your royalties and my books, my office hours are from 9 to 5. Can they could probably text the answer to the 38470.
Yeah, they can text the
too, right?
answer. Yep.
Text the answer to the 38470. You get it right, we'll get in contact with you, send you a free gift card, probably a gas card.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go ahead.
So I got a story for you.
Okay.
All right. Let me tell you the story of the right hand, left hand. It's to tell of good and evil, hate. It was with this hand that Cain iced his brother. Love. These 5 fingers, they go straight to the soul of a man.
Oh, I know where that's from. I ain't gonna say it though, because I know it though. I like that one. All right. We don't have a guest in here today, but we wanted to do a case study with you guys. So Marcus alluded to the fact that we have been doing business in Capitol Heights, mostly Prince George's County, for the first half of our careers. And then you had a couple properties maybe in Deanwood.
Yep.
Right.
Everything east of the river.
East of the river, right?
This is our first thing west of the river.
This is the first piece of property west of the river. So it's over by Kingman Park, like 2000 or 2100 block of Bennett Road.
Yep.
Right? So on that side, not the Trinidad side. So I meet Marcus out there late. We both work all the time. I met him out there late, probably about 10:30, 11, at the Hip Hop Chicken and Fish.
There you go.
Hip Hop Chicken and Fish. And so we standing out there, and I'm like, man, Mark, I don't know. Like,
now, mind you, this is after I already bought the house.
right, this is after you already bought.
Against your wishes.
Yes. And I was like, man.
And let me caveat that. We often do that to each other. Like, we just see something, we get it, and then talk about it later.
Right.
Okay.
So a lot of times it's just better to do.
It's just what you got to do.
Yeah. So we standing out there, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. Like, you paid what? So it was on 24th Street. So I guess the 2400 block of Bennett Road. Marcus had bought it for $325.
Yep.
Right. And we standing out there, and I'm like, man, you think this is gonna be worth $6 something? This is a few years back. I was like, man, I don't know. Then lo and behold, about 10:30 at night, we see a jogger, Lululemons and ponytails.
With a dog.
With a dog. And we like, oh, good purchase, my friend.
Yes, sir. When you see Lululemon coming down the block, 24th and Bennett,
So
coming straight from Wings and things.
so that means that I've been a gentrifier for like forever.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
So that house, 500 block of 24th Street. 500 block of 24th Street, over there in Northeast. Bought it for $325.
Yep.
Walk through permit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ended up being about a little over 6-month project.
Yep. Under a year.
Under a year. Single family row house. You did a full kitchen in the basement?
Yep. Kitchenette. Yeah.
Kitchenette
Yep.
with English basement.
With English basement.
Did you
Yep.
have to dig it out, or was it already there?
No, we took it down a little bit. We didn't have to go below. We didn't have the underpin though.
Did you have to dig out the English?
Yes. We added that.
Added the English basement.
Yep.
So added the English basement. Any of you all out there, real estate agents that are savvy on MLS, you'll be able to figure it out on the 500 block of 24th Street. Any problem solving that you had to do that was not expected?
Yeah. So number one, it had solar panels. So the original owner had got a grant from the city to get solar panels from Solar City, but they ended up causing a bunch of roof leaks. So we didn't know about that. So initially we went in the property, looked good, but we didn't know that those solar panels caused roof leaks. They ended up leaking all throughout the house. So we ended up doing a full gut.
Okay.
Initially we didn't think we wanted to do that because it was water damage all over the place. And digging it out for the English basement, we realized we would end up needing to lower the floor.
Okay.
So that ended up having to get out a bunch of dirt. And then it had a rear addition, and this is when we started realizing that these additions in the city are not tied in properly. And that was the first house that we essentially had to bring the addition back because it was leaving, going somewhere else.
Right. Going towards the alley.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we had to tie that back in.
Okay. I thought you were about to say the first time realized that the additions weren't included in the tax records for square footage, because that's always a bonus too in the city.
Yeah, but in this case, that was included in the building plan, so the total square footage was good to go.
Okay. So what would you say your total budget was? How much you ended up
I remember that to the penny. I think we ended up spending about $146,000.
146. So bought it for 325, spent 146. That puts you in at what, like 451?
Yep.
451. Sold for 650.
Yep.
That was a good one. That set the tone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. There you go with the case study. We'll be right back. Capital Invest DMV Investment Opportunities. Marcus Thomas, Capital Invest, DMV Investment Opportunities. Catch us here live every Saturday at noon. WOL 1450 95.9. Stream live on WOLDCnews.com. To get plugged in, Text invest here to 38470. That's the word invest here. We put it together. Invest here 38470. Our meetup is this Thursday, August 22nd. Yeah, Thursday, August 22nd, 7 o'clock, the Hilton Garden Inn in Greenbelt. Definitely come by. We would love to meet you guys in person. Come check us out there. All right, so this fourth segment, we calling it the tip segment. All right, you get nothing but tips, just the tips. All right, so she did such a great job last week.
Whoop, whoop.
We had a lot of, and this will be the only time you ever hear me say this word, we had a lot of fabulous feedback.
Oh my God.
I know, right? So we wanted to give her a segment on the show. Me and Mark is very laid back. She is on 1 million all the time.
Can we get a head shake button?
What?
There needs to be a button. Steve, I need you to help me find a button where people can know that I'm shaking my head.
Shaking your head.
This is something else.
So without further ado, a jig, whatever it is, we present to you Tiara Taylor with the Taylor to You Tip of the Week.
Yes, so it is Millionaire in Training. Tiara Taylor, your demolition diva, hanging with the fellas today. And I do have a tip. My tip of the week is this. My tip of the week is that you learn 2 ways: mentors or mistakes. So my tip is, if you are serious about this real estate industry, it is very important that you go link up with someone who has experience in the field, whether it's real estate or anything else that you want to do, and seek out mentorship. Now, mentorship is not always free. Everything is a cost. So you have to see if it is worth your cost, because we talk all the time that freedom is not free. So if you want someone to take their time out to help you, you have to leverage it, and you have to have value or place value on yourself. What can you do for your mentor to help them in their goals so that they can help you with your goals? So my mentors are Reggie Riley and the Godfather, Marcus Thomas. So one of the things that they encourage me to do is to get out and meet people. So a great event to come to will be this Thursday at the Hilton Garden Inn, where you'll get to meet other people that have like minds, who are ready to rock and roll in the real estate industry. There'll be deals there. I'll be there. And when you get to meet me, and we can get to talk about how you can jumpstart your business. So costly mistakes, it's just not worth it. Some people can say they don't have the money, but you can't afford not to have the money. Because the mistakes that you'll make in the real estate industry will bankrupt you. So you need someone who has the foresight to kind of show you what to do and tell you and guide you through your business.
That's a good one.
That's a good one? Mentors and mistakes?
Mentors or mistakes. Mentors or mistakes. That's a good one. We got mentors too.
Yes, we do.
Started with our pops.
Yep.
Right?
It's still there.
Still there.
Both of them.
And in this business, I mean, over the last couple years, shout out to Sean, shout out to Adam,
Yep.
Lobini.
Yep. We need to call Sean. Right? We should call Sean right now.
Nah. Then we get on XM.
Yeah, I know.
Then he can be on there. All right, cool. Thank you, Tiara. All right, so now we got the train horn. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Money tip of the week. Sponsored by Protected Construction. Specializing in full renovations in the DMV. You can check them out at protectedconstruction.com. Or give them a shout out at 301-799-775 for all of your construction needs. That's Protected Construction at protectedconstruction.com. So today's quick money point of the week, or money tip of the week, is, well, let me poll you guys. What would you say is the best investment somebody can make now? If you had $100, what's the best thing they can do legally?
Legally.
If I had $100, what's the best investment I could make right now? Whoa, that's a good one, man. I don't know what's the best thing I could do with $100. What's the best thing I could do?
It's all about rate of return. It's not about taking 100 and turning it into billions.
So what could I get 10% on 100? What can I get? Well, how can I make $1 out of $100 right now?
I can give you $100 out of $100 right now.
You tell me, Ray. I don't know.
So if you got a job and your job has a 401k or TSP, they have matching. The matching is a return on investment. You are incentivized to put money into your 401k and TSP. If you have a 401k and TSP and you are not contributing, shame on you. Contribute up to the maximum to get all of the match. Get all of the match. Get all of the match. Like, I can't say it enough. You double your money. You put in $1, they give you $1. You put in $5, they give you $5. You put in $200, they give you $200. Put it in there. Get that double. Even if you don't put it in like a mutual fund or the stock market, you can put it in cash and you're still doubling your money.
Right.
So, and it's different tax advantages for that too. So, contribute 401k. If you're only putting in a couple dollars, put it in up to the match at least. Once you've done that, come holler at me about the second tip. All right. We're going to end today off with the last tip. We have this segment at the meetup too in a more formal, with more time. But Marcus, if you could take it away and give them your Marcus moment.
Yes, sir. I will. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
And I think I can segue directly from where Tierra left off and where you left off. We are nothing without these tips from other people. One of our co-workers, employees, business partners, mentors and mentees, Alex said, Alex asked us yesterday, he said, what do you guys want to talk about this week on the station? Why don't you talk about education? And I didn't know what he was talking. I thought he was talking like going to school. But he really meant going to school. And he meant going to school in this business. And I had to really sit on it a little bit. And what he meant was essentially what Tierra just said, then even taking a tip like you just said. People will think that we're just trying to get people to invest in us or invest in you or invest in Tierra. But we want people to invest in themselves. Because that's the power of community. That's the power of collective by being educated. If you think about it, without education, we wouldn't be here right now. We would have never met if we didn't go to school. We would have never met if Tierra didn't come to the class. We would have never met if Alex didn't go where he went. It's the power of education that propels us forward and allows us to be able to convene together and actually move towards a greater goal. I think people don't understand that it's not just the words that we speak, but it's the people that speak them. And we need to do more of that. So when we started off, and that's why I wanted to start the first show off with gentrification, because people think that when you go learn from someone that's not an actual teacher or professor, that they all know words of wisdom, because they don't see that the people are wise. But we are all wise beyond our years. There are things that you can learn from a 2-year-old that you would never learn from somebody that's 90. Just the power of the individual and the power of the collective. So I want to put a challenge out to all of us to try to teach somebody something, but also be able to learn from somebody else something that you didn't know the day before. And I want to also challenge people to come out to our meetup, meet somebody. It's not just about us. You'll be surprised who you'll meet in that room. They may be able to change your life, because there have been people that we've met that have changed our lives in the simplest forms that have propelled us well beyond our years. And that's my Marcus moment.
I like that. When you gave me a tip, give you applause. When you gave me the tidbit about this yesterday, you kind of said something like, they have the phrase like, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yes, sir.
Right? But you was like, it's not what you learn, it's who you learn.
That's right.
Right? So it's like relationships are key.
100%.
Yeah. All right. So, Steve, how much time we got? 2 minutes. All right. Well, we got 2 more minutes. So obesity. You didn't know it was coming, man. No, man. What do you think has been your obesity? Is an aspiring real estate investor. He's also our #1 videographer and photographer. You know what? I'm just gonna take this time to give you a shout out, man.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Thank you for all your hard work in here with us, helping to make us look good, helping to make us sound good. And obesity, what's the website for your photography business?
ProLevelMedia.com.
ProLevelMedia.com. That's ProLevelMedia.com. Obesity has done, I've seen you do private photo shoots for people, headshots for business cards. I've seen you photograph houses for listings. What else am I missing?
Models.
Models. I've seen you photograph models.
Me.
Handshake.
Handshake. What else, man? Go ahead and plug yourself.
Headshots, events, virtual staging.
Virtual staging.
videos for real estate videos, just a little bit of everything. Just
All
a
right,
little bit
cool.
of everything. Except babies, I haven't done babies yet.
Haven't done babies yet.
Yeah.
Have not photographed babies yet.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
can though. On the
Okay.
plug.
Cool. Well, check us out. That's all we got for you today. Again, check us out each and every Saturday right here on WOL 1450 95.9 noon. Every Saturday. Again, text Invest here to 38470 to get plugged in. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.